minute. She driving my whip and you know that it's tinted. Might make a stop on this trip, we might fuck in the backseat. She be giving me time to relax me. She very smooth and persuasive. I be riding her curves, get lost on her way. She won't tell me stop, she a gangsta. I know the move go wrong, she ain't gon' hesitate. Little baby gon' pop. She my little young, but yeah, she got my heart. And bitch be cap, you know to play your part. Long as you keep it real, I won't play with your heart. Little baby, you the one, she a blessing from God. I can't believe when I met her, I thought it was a mirage. I never take another trip and go and stay at the Mirage. In the garage, got a QA, yeah, with a digital dash. She hop in and we take off, baby, we go so fast. We ain't gotta stop for nobody. Shawty know I got your body. Anytime you need me, baby, you can just call me. I pull up fast like I got a GT. You know it's on me every time that I walk through. You know you protected, baby, you ain't gotta doubt it, boo. You know I got artillery, I clear the whole scene if it mean that you be safe.
Fucking all night, we don't look at no clock. She twisting my head just to pull up some lies. Call me on go, she won't tell me to stop. She told me to come and I came in the spot. I love how you go up and down like a star. I love how she cuss when she bust like a glide. I love her little feet, baby, flash a little high. Fucking all night, we don't look at no clock. She twisting my head just to pull up some lies. Call me on go, she won't tell me to stop. She told me to come and I came in the spot. I love how you go up and down like a star. I love how she cuss when she bust like a glide. I love her little feet, baby, flash a little high.
It's the one right here, KM.
Back up the spot like I back up the dope. Back through the city, I'm back on good hope. Sippin' on yellow, these niggas like yo. Nigga one battle, that nigga get choked. Call me a monkey, I'm really insane. Nigga keep playing, we mix it like Kane. I'm in this bitch with my brother, Dwayne. Nigga one fight, he gon' die. Slime in her face when I pull out the snake. I come correct, I can't make no mistakes. She kissing girls, you know I got her straight. Came before now, you know that got her A. The Glock in the Chevy, don't box like a Chevy. I threw her five, now she hot and she ready. She cranking presents, she still love that Eddie. Eat up that box, I won't eat her spaghetti. Yeah. Suck the dick, sing my song, fuck it good, leave me alone. Nigga want smoke, then I'm bringing the bone. Pullin' the party, I bring it along. I got hoes in this party, they singing along. I was down on my dick and I needed a loan. Ran that shit to the top, I'm the king on my own. I kissed that hoe in the cheek like she special. I could box you for free, but that beef gon' be extra. She bought me a mirror, this bitch can't be serious. She callin' my phone, asking questions, Alexa. Walk in the back of the bank like a teller. Yeah, dog in the spot like Cruella. That pussy retarded, so I call her Riri. She know when she see me, she bringing them. Fuck all that patience, I ran out of weight. Terabyte, baby, I ran out of space. I hit the gas until I'm out of space. Sippin' Bel-Air cause I ran out of ace. Hit from the back, I'ma pull out her lace. If I'm eating cat, then I'm saying my grace. My birthday just passed, baby throwing that cake. Got my quarantine mask, fucking hoes staying safe. Yeah, back up the spot like I bag up the dope. Back through the city, I'm back on good hope. Sippin' on yellow, these niggas like yo. Nigga one battle, that nigga get choked. Call me a monkey, I'm really insane. Nigga keep playing, we mix it like Kane. I'm in this bitch with my brother, Dwayne. Nigga one fight, he gon' die. Slime in her face when I pull out the snake. I come correct, I can't make no mistakes. She kissing girls, you know I got her straight. Came before now, you know that got her A. The Glock in the Chevy, don't box like a Chevy. I threw her five, now she hot and she ready. She cranking presents, she still love that Eddie. Eat up that box, I won't eat her spaghetti. Yo.
Peace to the God, the rebirth, and the re-education. Somebody is only for the nation. We're not ready yet, man. I'm here to piss you off. TB. Why it seem like I don't get no love from the dating scene? What's so wrong with a truck driver? Can you talk about why truck drivers don't get nowhere in the dating scene? You sure you want me to do that? He says, yes. All right, I'll do it. Forget about it. But share my shit first.
Fuck we doing, slime.
Oh my God.
I gotta splurge in the fucking beat, you heard?
Just in that Louis Vuitton. Can't get that bitch on my own. She want that new Saint Laurent. I get that bitch what she want. She want me run at the cell. Tell that little bitch if I'm back. Can't get your bitch off my back. Roll, tell me no 50 if she getting iffy, we get in this trap. Too high, just buzz on the pack. We set it straight, just try right. Mama forgive me, I think they gon' get me. That's why I be towing this strap. RP Miller, this mad. These niggas gon' fall like a mat. 2 shots, man down, wrist on bust down, mic drown, and I'm in the end zone, touchdown, and your bitch crushed it, it's a clown. I deserve a free throw, cause niggas living foul. Funny, I ain't fucked on your bitch in a while. You can get that hands, no Kobe, Chris Child. Me and fucking, I Mr. Child.
Then fuck off, Randolph.
Just in that Louis Vuitton, can't get that bitch on my own. She want that new Saint Laurent. I get that bitch what she want. She want me run at the cell. Tell that little bitch if I'm back. Can't get your bitch off my back. Off-white shoes, I'm racist. Fuck up the wrist, I'ma take it. Remember we tried out the vacant. Remember we tried out the basement. Remember they said I won't make it. Won't tuck my chain, you won't take it. Leave that boy right on the pavement. Watch that boy leave a like, but he hate it.
Water through hell in my stick in the coat. She call your Sally, my dick in her throat. Ain't got no bread and little nigga alone. Still do the most, walk around with the toast. Yeah, you better leave me alone. You can get smoked like a cone. Boy, you a chicken, I'm back to the bone. Sippin' on Remy, but digging your kitty, I but like a semi.
Rumble's killing YouTube today. Wow.
This pussy pop like a willy. Yeah. Shawty a roller, I looked at my Rolodex. Been for that hoe that you cup, you ain't know it. Yeah, ain't with that plan, I'm saying you know it. That walk on no water, little bitch got it soaking wet. Hit her a pill and she shaking like jello. Lil' mama asked if I'm high.
Hello.
Watch me, you step in my shoe looking too white. Gave her the dick and $1, she do right. Bitch, chow dinner, I only took 2 bites. Got a new Glocky, that shit got me too right. Some balance, some walkie, that shit got me too right. She wanna do business and I'm fucking tonight. Yeah.
Just in that Louis Vuitton. Can't get that bitch on my own. She want that new Saint Laurent. I get that bitch what she want. She want me run at the cell. Tell that little bitch if I'm back. Can't get your bitch off my back.
Pressure. Peace to the God, the rebirth, and the re-education. Are you going to like what TB talks about today? Probably not. Because I think there's a reason why. Let me get my juice before we get started. Hold on. Share my shit. The silky smooth. Yo. JB says on rumble.com, where everybody's at and they get 100% notification. That's probably why there's more people on the Rumble anyway. Is don't sugarcoat it. Now let's see here, man. Y'all want me to give it a little candy coating? Or you want me to go in? And I gotta go both sides, man. I can't just do one side. Angelique 1011, sound check me up. Rumble sound check me up. So, usually on the Patreon, which y'all need to go follow immediately. Usually on the Patreon, people ask me questions. I'm gonna have lag between them two profiles. That's fine. Usually when people come and ask me a question, it's usually job related. I try to stay away from people's personal shit. But too often, they want to drag me into the personal stuff too. And I be trying to tell them, it's like, dog, that's not really what I do. And most likely what I talk about personally, y'all are not going to agree with, usually. I just may have a different set of beliefs than y'all have. And there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, when it comes down to it, why ask me something you don't want to know the answer to? It's more likely is what I'm trying to say. But the question is, why truck drivers don't get no love in the dating pool? Which tells me you have no understanding of prestige and class. Because really, that's what it ends up coming to be about when you are discussing dating. I know a lot of y'all don't want to believe that. You want to believe that, hey, man, I have class. And the rough, hard truth about it is, no, we don't. And it also comes down to what you're picking. And I don't know how I'm going to say this to y'all. So I'll try it in a nice way. Y'all are picking, how do I say this? Y'all are picking women who are, I'm going to say it nicely. Y'all are picking women who are into, thanks, Paul, the class system. You are not interested. You're dating people who are not interested in marrying for love. Jew, I see you. You know I need to check in. You in the hot seat lately, so I'm going to call from you soon. Personal, to the phone. I had to put you on blast like that because I text you and I ain't get my call yet. So I had to throw you out there on blast like that. But it's all love. Y'all are not picking people who are picking their mate based on their mate. Does that make sense? You are picking people who are trying to up their class based on who they're dating. And when you get to them and you don't fit the criteria of what they consider to be up, you get butthurt. But I do have to, it's a two-pronged conversation. And let me tell you why. Because the truth is, y'all are not out here picking women based on a certain set of values. You're picking women based on looks and sex and you're picking them based on aesthetics. And you want the Ferrari aesthetics, not understanding, how do I say that? You're not a Ferrari driver. I don't know the way to put that. You're not a Ferrari driver. Well, they're not even all that either, but it depends on what they think in their head. If this chick is delusional, whatever y'all want to call them, you're still not it. You understand? Well, no woman is interested in truck. That's not true, bro. What are y'all talking about? That's not true. Where are you going to set it at?
That's probably cleaning your desk off.
Where you going to set it?
Can I put it here? Do you need this?
Yeah, that controls the whole show. I do need that.
I'm sorry, y'all. I have it where he can.
I'm just interested to see where you're going to put it.
All right, move this. Right? Bingo. Here. That's what I made him, y'all. Because he claimed I ain't no good woman. No,
That's what I claim? Really? That's what I claim. Did you get me something to drink? Yeah. Okay, you got it. All right. I was just seeing if you on your toes. That's it.
I mean, if you stay ready, you never got to get ready.
You know what I'm saying? You could be slipping. That's a fact. She could be slipping, y'all. That's a fact. Got my little drink right here. Yeah, you're picking You understand what I'm trying to say? Because I'm trying to be nice about it, bro. Like, how do I say this? You can't tell me there's no woman that likes a truck driver, bro. You can't tell me that. What you're really trying to say is the woman that I'm in, the type of woman that I am interested in, don't like truck drivers. There's women that date truck drivers because most of the truck drivers I meet are married. So somebody's dating them. Somebody's dating them to get to the point of getting married. But if you come to me and tell me you are interested in a, what's the word? Y'all give me a name of a chick that these guys usually go for. You are interested in like a Coil Ray or one of those premier chicks of this era. I'll wait for y'all to give me a name. Give me a name. They're interested in a what? What are most of these guys interested in? You said Priscilla. Who's that? I don't know her. Try again. You are interested in give me a type of chick that's popular right now. Y'all don't even know a chick that's popular right now. We don't know. Megan Good. Joy Taylor. I don't know who that is. Megan Thee Stallion. Lisa says, let's just call the whole phenotype, and that's coming from a woman, Bad B. Ice Spice. For the young gen. That's a good one. Tammy Rivers. I don't know who that is, Greg. Okay, now that we have a few names out here, because we're not going to talk about these people personally, but let's say if you got someone who's in that visual league, how many of them are interested in a truck driver? That's why I said some of this shit, it got to be realistic, bro. Roadrunner Nia, who was that? I don't know who that is. How many of them are interested in a truck driver? Angelique says none. Okay. So let me throw something at you right now. Let me throw something at you. Okay. JB. Oh, yeah. Okay. Y'all are really firing off on these. None of these. None. So many females love trucks to ride. None. Ouch. Pinching nerves. I'm not trying to pinch your nerve. I'm trying to be as delicate as I possibly can be right now. Because I feel like y'all are mistaking yourself for more than what the actual people look at you as. You understand that? That's what I'm saying. But nobody ever have a conversation or cries. I went on YouTube and there was a whole gaggle of females doing vlogs saying they're lonely. Have y'all ever seen those my living alone routines? But y'all never say y'all want no joints like that. You're trying to tell me out of all these millions of women and they outnumber us, you can't find one woman that will give you any play? Not one. I'm here to say that's bullshit. I'm here to say that's bullshit. Y'all trying to tell me when y'all pull up to these places, you know who be throwing truckers the butt and y'all don't never want it? The Securitas lady. What's wrong with her? I done almost inadvertently got the cheeks from the Securitas lady a few times. She's working, got a nice little crossover in front of the Jimmy Jank. Y'all never give her no play. Y'all not interested in her. You're not interested in the little chubby cheek at the dentist that sits at that desk and clocks you in. Nobody trying to hit her. Nobody want her. You trying to tell me none of them little nurse joints want a truck driver at all? None of them little, you know what I'm talking about? Little nurse joint at the dentist or at the, y'all ain't into her? None of y'all trying to hit her. Them single older women in the 40s and 50s will definitely give truckers some play. I mean, I wasn't going that extreme with it, but yeah. Baby, can I get another paper towel, please? I appreciate you. I need one for the sweat. You trying to tell me? Let's go down to the age bracket that this dude is. He's 24. You trying to tell me there ain't no little, thank you. There ain't no little nerdy joint trying to get her degree in the house. Trying to get her degree. All natural joint you can hit. There's not one that wants you. That's what you're telling me. Yeah, serious relationship is a conversation, but he said he ain't get no play at all. There ain't no little chunky bookworm. Okay, she's out of college and she's interning somewhere. And they got her working all these crazy hours. You know who ain't getting hollered at is the chicks trying to be a doctor. That have to do studying and work a bunch of crazy hours in the shift. And y'all not hollering at them unless they look a certain way. Mm-hmm. I got one for y'all that y'all don't want to talk about. You come from the church. Uh-oh. Yeah. A lot of y'all come out of churches. There was a bunch of little boring junks in the church. Why did you leave the church to look for a secular woman? Why didn't you go with one of them boring junks out the church? What's wrong with one of them? You know, the ones that believe that they should cover their stuff all the way past their knees. They have no makeup on. Right? The one that doesn't have the blue hair in her head. That don't have the crazy nails. The one that does volunteer work for the church. Why y'all ain't pull one of them? Man, it's quiet as hell in here, bro. Y'all don't be hearing what I'm saying. That's not all churches, bro. You can't generalize all churches like that, Mr. Gordon. Some of y'all are from serious churches that don't play that. Now, in some random church in Atlanta, I get it. The random church in Atlanta that's really a farce, I get it. But some of these people that stay out Bowler Battery, Mobile, Biloxi, those are real churches, bro. You can't tell me, you know, come on now. You trying to tell me in none of these real churches, there is no chick y'all could have pulled. As like, come on. Mr. Toll says they're not popping. Exactly. See, look at him. I didn't want my business in the church. So you purposely didn't date the girl out of the church to run to the streets and try to pick up one of these joints as a truck driver, and you're confused why they're not interested in you. Knowledge Humanity says church is one of the best places to find a woman. Here's the truth is, when you cut back off the rod, do y'all even stop by the church your mama going to? I ain't gonna make no money on this show. I already know it. Only one person hit the cash app. Paul, the only one close to the call. I'm just asking, Sammy. Y'all trying to tell me when you get back down the county, your mama say, come to church with me. Y'all not going. As she said, the church is the perfect place to find a woman. So why are you coming up to me? I say, well, where are you running into these chicks? Oh, online. Man, y'all got to stop that shit. Your mama, people want a relationship for all the young reasons in 2024. Your mother is asking you, can you take me to church? You drop off, you don't go in. So I'm telling you, y'all been gone 4, 5, 6 years, right? You come home, you look different, you got money in your pocket, you got a nice vehicle, you got a nice car. You coming to me claiming that you want a woman in a relationship. Why don't you just go with your mama to the church? You new and improved, you got a bunch of money. You got a bunch of money. You got the car that you wanted. Why wouldn't you just go to the church with your mama and pull one of them non-popping chicks, as you say? Y'all got more excuses in a little bit, bro. But then you will go to the streets. I did that off the strength of the gym you dropped. Exactly. Then you'll go to the streets and say, oh my God, the chicks from the streets don't treat me well. No shit. We knew this, right? Then you'll say, oh, the chick from the streets don't respect me. What you really want to say is my truck driver job does not have a high value in the streets, is what you're trying to say. It does not have a high value in the streets. When I go to the streets, nobody's giving me love based on my job. That's what you're saying. Oh, when I go to the club, they're not hollering at me. Well, the club is not the appropriate place to be trying to find a mate, is it? Has it ever been? The club has never been the appropriate place for you to be finding a woman, ever. It has never been the appropriate place for you to find a woman. Then hustle. And we may make it to the call-in show. Not with one cash app, but I have faith. We'll make it. You are telling me that you have, even Jew said, finding a woman at the club is a no-no. I mean, come on now. Come on now. Then you come and complain to me, hey, TB, make the chicks in the street like me. I can't do that for you. You don't have any of the things they want. I mean, I got a nice car. I got a good job. I'm a trucker. That don't mean shit to the streets, bro. You didn't come up to me and say, none of the good girls like me. Because the truth is, here's what's going to hurt your feelings for all you used to go to church niggas. The truth is, you don't like good girls. Yeah. You are expecting wholesome treatment. My chair far away like a motherfucker. Let me get situated because this is about to get weird. Rocket, I see you. I know you're making all the money, brother. I appreciate the love. He's top of the cash app right now. Mr. Jew. You are telling me that you want, this is basically what you're saying. It's not what you're saying, but this is the outcome. You are telling me that you want good girl treatment from someone who looks like a girl from the street. So you're saying basically, TB, why can't I find a streetwalker looking girl that treats me like in the church? Because the truth is, the way the church is, especially you dudes down the county that ain't near the big cities, the way those churches are, they churn and turn out married people left and right. That's almost their whole freaking point. When you go down the county and your grandma got you going to Bible study, revival meetings, she got you going to the youth ministry, she got you going to all this shit. She got you going to all this stuff. And basically you are near they have you playing with the person you're supposed to marry in 15 years. Assuming you follow all the rules to what y'all doctrines say, which y'all do not. So then when you stop going to the church on some trumped up charge that you were too young to understand anyway, which is usually bullshit. I don't go to the church because people judge me. Motherfucker, you're judgmental. You're judgmental. You can't tell me no shit like that. You're judgmental. What does that matter? I stopped going to church because they be in my business. Well, you doing shit you ain't got no business, right? And you want them out of your business because you want to do shit you ain't got no business. Whatever. So you freaking leave the church, you get a job, you run the streets, you make some money. Then you say, oh man, I think I want me a woman. And you go and do what you did as a teenager, which is street run, and find some secular woman, and she don't give you the respect that you think that you deserve. And this whole time, your mother, grandmother, and auntie saying, well, are you coming to church with us this weekend? And you coming into town chasing street buns, talking about some, nah, I ain't got time for that. But don't know why the street buns don't treat you good. You don't know why the street buns don't treat you good. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. Then you want me to come and say, well, TB, why they don't like me? I'm going to tell you why. In the street, money is king. And I hate to tell y'all, truck drivers are not at the top of the food chain when it comes to money. In the street, reputation, a.k.a. prestige, is king. And you have no prestige for the type of woman that you're chasing. You have no prestige for the type of woman that you're chasing. That's going to be the two things that get those type of chicks: money and prestige. And you have neither. Oh, I make good money. No, you make good money for the church girl down in Cannabille, South Carolina, who everybody in the whole area, everybody making $16,000, $17,000 a year. You making 60, 70. You got money for one of them, but you don't want one of those. A lot of y'all come from very conservative areas and very backwood areas, and you get out here on the main stage and you act like, oh, I don't want nothing like that. I don't want nothing like that. But you telling me y'all come from all these places, Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, all these places, and for some reason all y'all want chicks from Atlanta? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. You can go home and pull something. You don't want what's at home. That's the truth. You don't want one at home. You want something in the street. And the truth is, you're not pulling anything in the street. And you come to me and say, well, why don't we get respect? So what you want us to do? You want us to go to Parliament and say, oh, well, these chicks should have more respect for my career so I can run through them, which is pretty much what your argument is. Right? That's what you want. That's what you want. And some of y'all I know personally, y'all not interested in marrying none of these girls. You just mad that I can't run through these chicks the way I want to. Then there's size. Then there's hygiene, which is a whole nother freaking conversation. This is assuming that you kept your health together. This is assuming that your hygiene is on point. All of these things I do not know. I don't know if your hygiene is on point. I don't know if your shit is together. I don't know any of those things. I'm just going to assume they are. Assuming all of that is on point, when you run up to a person who is at home, whose nose is keenly and paying attention, her nose can smell if you do not keep your hygiene together. You coming up here smelling like 2-week-old jeans, wondering why she ain't giving you no play. That's what you're doing. And then you're feeling like, well, she should give me. Why should she? It doesn't make any sense. Maybe you should stop reaching out of your league. That's a good conversation. Well, why don't you date somebody down there? Which here goes a crazy one. Why don't you just date another truck driver? I'll wait for y'all to answer that. Why don't you just date another truck driver? Y'all don't know why? Why wouldn't you just date another truck driver? And Gordon says facts. Sammy says chances are her hygiene ain't up to par, but neither is yours, right? Right? Malik, I see you. We'll be there as soon as we hit 300, SoCal. You got the money. Send the 300. We'll open it up. Some of these truck drivers be bad. So my question is this simple. Why are we not trying to date another truck driver if our lifestyle is to be gone? Wouldn't it make sense? And I'm spitballing here. Wouldn't it make sense for y'all to date another truck driver and then eventually be in the same truck? If that's the lifestyle you chose to live? Thank you. That would be ideal, correct? Yeah, I know what you meant, Gordon. Nasdaq. Send that 3 to the Cash App, SoCal. Let's open up the lines. I know what you meant, Gordon. Look how quiet y'all are. You're trying to find an excuse. You're trying to find the excuse. You would be able to date a truck driver because when I asked him, well, you tried to date a truck driver? Oh, no, they not my type. Wow. Truck drivers aren't your type. No, I ain't really into truck drivers like that. Okay. So let me get this right. Truck drivers are not your type. Yes, but you're calling me asking why truck drivers are not their type. That's what you're asking me. Dap, I see you. Dap says y'all quiet as hell. Yeah, the entitlement is high. But I would think that if you want to be on the road, right? If you want to be on the road and you want to be on the road, you want to have a woman that's to be with you all the time. You want a woman that understands your lifestyle. Let's stop using gender. A person to understand your lifestyle. Yeah. Why wouldn't we pick someone in our field? Why wouldn't we pick someone in our field? Finding a female drug driver is golden. You must talk to anyone you see. Chances are she's a lesbian, single, or a dog. Wow. That is insane. Let me read that again. Because I could be reading this wrong. Finding a single female truck driver is golden. You must talk to anyone you see. Chances are she's a lesbian, single, or a dog. Wow. That's crazy. So you're telling me all of these camping in my truck alone, heterosexual women on YouTube, and you're telling me those are the only ones? There's none that don't do a YouTube, and the rest of them are lesbians? That's the response y'all are giving out? That's crazy. Thanks, Jew. That is insane. It's that line of thinking why nobody... man, come on, bro. Come on, dog. That's what y'all came up with. Is that, oh, well, we can't get none of them because they're lesbians. Jeez Louise. They're lesbians. Wow. Here goes to the conversation that the reason why I don't do these type of conversations with y'all, especially young people, because y'all are liars, bro. Y'all are liars. Instead of just saying, "Hey, TB, I haven't thought of dating a someone in my field," or I'm sorry, TB, because I'm dating like hypergamy, like a woman does, and I'm a female for real, because a lot of y'all are really bitch made. and you're trying to date up like a woman. I'm trying to get better than what I am. That's a woman's move, not a man's move. Men have always historically dated horizontally or down. Y'all are trying to date up like you're a girl. Like I said, a lot of y'all are, you're raised by women, so you act like women. You think like women. And you're thinking, I want something better than a truck driver. That's what you're thinking. Like a girl. You have no integrity. And then when I ask you legit questions about it, you do what all of y'all do in this age bracket. You lie. Which is crazy, is because you came to me for the freaking advice. And then when I try to give it to you, you lie as I give you the results. As I give you a solution, you lie. Oh, I can't do that. No, I'm not really into truck drivers. Really? Because if I was to go over to these chicks that are doing these trucking vlogs, all of y'all are over there with the dog with the pink thing out trying to holler at them. I thought y'all weren't into truck drivers. Right? I thought y'all weren't into truck drivers. So you're telling me if I was to go over to one of these women truck driver TikToks, y'all not in there being thirsty? It's funny. Y'all not asking about her hygiene. Y'all not over there being thirsty in the TikToks? Oh, Supreme Royale, that's way too deep for this room. You know you wrong for that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You try to get me going, bro. Don't get me started, bro. Don't do that. You know what you're doing. And how I know y'all are not serious about this conversation, you won't call in. But if I was calling in with the purpose, if I was saying just bashing women in this conversation, I would have 5 people in the call-in ring. Five people. There goes Shape World right there. Y'all are thirsty in Shape World's comments. Then you come over here and say, I wouldn't date a truck driver. You trying to tell me y'all ain't in none of Shape World, can't put none of y'all out in her inbox. Y'all ain't in none of y'all in Shape World inbox. You can read the comments. Then when I get on here and ask you a question, y'all act like, oh no, I'd never date a truck driver. It's funny how y'all switch up, bro. It's funny how y'all switch up. It's funny how y'all switch up, bro. Funny how the whole game gonna change. Men has gotten soft and women has gotten hard. Man, it's simple, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about all of it. Y'all don't want no relationship. You coming to me asking me that question because let me tell you what you wanted. You wanted me to get on here and bash women. You want me to get on here and say women need to lower their standards. That's what you wanted me to get on here and do. You want me to get on here and say women don't respect the working man and they only like scammers and drug dealers. And that's why I can't get no play. That's what you want me to come on here and say. But when I turn it on his head and I ask y'all a question like, okay, well, why don't you date somebody in your bracket? What do? You act like, oh no, I could never do that. I see you, Vin. Give me a second. We're $100 from letting open the call lines, Vin. Give me a second. $100 to open the call lines. Exactly. That's what they want me to say. They want me to come in here and say, "Oh, nobody want us because." No, the truth is, what would they want you for if you don't even want somebody in your position? You don't even want somebody in your position. That means whatever media or understanding you took in about truck drivers that sold you on them not being good enough, so did the person who don't want you got sold the same shit. You can't be mad. What you mad for? You can't be mad at all. Uh-oh, Big Buff Bigelow. He sent 50 to open the call lines. Need one more 50 and the call lines is open. Vin, bear with me. Vin, I don't remember what you said up here. Oh, okay. You're not who I think you are. I know you are. I see you now, Vin. I see you now, Vin. Yeah. Another 50 to open the call lines. And when we open these call lines, I'm just going to warn people, don't come in here saying some stupid shit, because I'm going to chew you up. Don't come in here regurgitating some bullshit you seen on the Manosphere channel, because I'm going to chew you up. I'm going to chew you up, bro. Because half of that stuff, y'all has not experienced none of that shit, and you're just regurgitating some shit you seen on an Andrew Tate video, which does not apply to your hard-working, everyday ass in the first place. You can't be mad at women for their standards. I respect it because I'm getting what I want. Bingo. Half of that stuff does not apply to y'all. Mr. Vin. Oh, let me turn you up, bro. That's me. Hello?
What's going on, Chief? Appreciate it.
I see you. What's going on, bro? What you have to say about the subject?
So I think obviously everything comes from like a personal experience.
Right.
I think the biggest thing with especially as a man, I gotta speak for myself, is self-love. I think like when we get to the things on like hygiene and stuff like that, a lot of it is really tied to self-love. Like it took me I'm 34 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a long time to like learn how to love myself. Right. For a million reasons. But once I learned to love myself, I realized that I wanted a different woman. Like I wanted certain things in a woman, and I started to become those things. And found it easier to deal with the relationship and the roller coasters that they are when I learned to love myself. And it took a lot, 30 plus years to like love myself in a very, very real way. Like the food I eat, the way I clean, the frequency of cleaning my ass. No, really, like people don't want to talk about it, but like self-love is such a hard thing to acquire.
It is.
And I think a lot of people lack that. It's hard to go on Instagram and be making $50,000 a year and see people that have found a way to either make it fast or the right way, whatever, and try to compete with that. But once you start loving yourself, you realize that that's just the highlight tape. But my overall, I really wanted to push self-love because I was just reading everyone was saying, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what it is. And then especially like when you bring up like the church and stuff like that, like whether you have your opinions on church or not, I have my own opinions on that too. But they want to cultivate relationships to continue to breed the positive side of those people. Like they want the wife and the husband, right? And you want to have the support of the community and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing that I want to put out there is self-love, man. You have to love yourself, and it's not easy. And it's not, especially now, it's not easy, man. You look at the car you drive, you look at the car that old boy drives, Like a girl has self love is so it'll really minimize a lot of the bullshit you deal with, and you'll be able to find someone that's really going to like balance you out. My significant other, I'm like 7 years her senior, and thank God she was raised by like really really stern Colombian parents. And when I met her, you know, I finally understood it. I was like, oh, okay, like the problems we had were very manageable. Like our day to day issues, they were very manageable because I came into the relationship loving myself. Like,
Right.
I was okay.
Y'all are usually having conversations about where we're gonna eat instead of having knockdown, drag out conversations about the end of your relationship every week.
That's the beef. That's always the beef. But I'm just saying, like self love will take you to a different place, whether you're with somebody or not. Self love will take you to a different place, and it's not a linear thing. Like you don't just wake up and be like me. Like my name's Vincent, so I'm like, oh, I don't wake up every day and love Vincent. Like Vincent still has mad problems.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like so, but self love will really like it'll ground you in what and like it kind of grounded me in reality because I lost a lot of weight.
Right.
And I did that thing where like I lost mad weight and then I doubled back and I was like, you remember me in high school? Yeah. I'm not 380 pounds no more. Like, I was able to get to a really like a high superficial level, like financially, and then just obviously physically, and just looking at. And I went that route, and it was full of like pills, drinking, beautiful women, but I don't know where the women are at now. I can't tell you, those women, like, I just had a tragedy in my family. None of them hit me up. Like, none of them. Like,
yeah.
They have a closet full of shoes I bought them or whatever, X, Y, and Z. But it just self-love's really allowed me to ground myself. And I found a woman that loves herself. And it's really easy, man. It makes life a little easier. It doesn't make life perfect.
Nothing. What I think most of them are connected with is that whatever's popular on that phone is popular in their mind, and the phone to start telling you what you need. And the real truth is, dude, half of the time what your grandma was telling you need was right. But y'all done veered off of what from grandma was talking about and done went all through all this other beat and come back and say, you know what, TB, I'm lost and confused. Well, I don't know how you lost when your grandma said, find a good girl, settle down. Now you're trying to find a good girl, 15 years, settle down, 16, 25 more partners later, all this superficial shit in your head. You've made more money. You financed your life away. You have the nice car. You have all these things. And now you're at the level where you can date a bunch of superficial people. And you realize, oh my God, superficial people are superficial. Duh. That's why they're superficial people.
But it's such a absence of reality. Like when you meet those girls, and they're fun, man. They're fun. They're beautiful. And I also mentioned about ego-based loving. Like when I would have these women, like these women who were just like being infatuated by me, and then like 500 other thousand followers. Like it was great. It was great to lay with them because somewhere in my egotistical mind, like we're laying down, and I'm like, damn, like she chose me. She chose me.
Right.
I see all these dudes in the comments. I see the cash app she gets. I see all this. She's telling me, oh boy's X, Y, and Z. He's a day trader. He does all this, and I'm like, wait, I drive a forklift, and you're with me. Like it's such an ego-driven thing, and it's very hard to get rid of the ego, man. But once you do that, man, life becomes so much easier to balance. So much easier.
One of the things I tell people who ever try to do media with me is that it can be no ego in the room.
Because the internet will kill your ego. I don't like who do we get out of here? Like the internet will get anyone out of here.
Oh yeah, quickly.
There's no way. Like there's even me. Before I got onto the stream, I was like, damn, I need to cut. I started doing that thing.
Ego will make people either crash. People will get the people out of here, or it'll build them up until they're gonna get out of here. The truth is, if you get bigger than life, and this is what happens in our field. I don't know if you're a trucker or not, Vince, but I'm gonna tell you what happens in our field. People who were not sanctioned by the regime to make a lot of money end up making a lot of money. And that is almost the worst thing that can happen to somebody. who is not ready for it. The truth is, a lot of us were supposed to work at that one little construction company where we come from. We were supposed to be pulling in 686 every week, almost 700 every week, maybe 900 with a crazy overtime job. We were supposed to not be able to work when it was raining. We were supposed to have that old, prelude and get back and forth to work and have dirty boots and all that. We come over to this industry and we end up running over the road or leasing a truck or whatever we do to get to the money, and we see $2, maybe even $3, maybe even $4,000 checks, and it goes to our head. And let me tell you why. The reason why, when rich people, they go through etiquette school, they go through business school, all of those things are to prepare them to deal with the power and the influence that comes with having money. So in trucking, there's a bunch of people who have money who are not trained, bred, and meant to have money. And then y'all start running around here buying Hellcats thinking you're supposed to be having sex with Mariah Carey. It is not true.
What did Dave Chappelle say?
Which one?
Dave Chappelle. I can't say it. I won't dare say it. They should have never gave you guys no money.
Exactly. And you got to touch your guitar brush too. You just being polite, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, you mix with something.
I've had like, disposable money. I've made money, man. And to tell you right now, I've made money I'm currently making. I've made more in the past, and my life is more manageable. Like I eat better. Like I don't leave the house without like a water container for my girl. My life is just like the shit that matters, like your health,
the real
shit, the ability to speak and talk. Like I come home and I have a tendency to like stay in my work clothes, and my girl be like, "Take your fucking clothes off. Like, what are you doing? Take your clothes off. Don't come in the room. Don't sit on the bed with those clothes. Leave those clothes where they're supposed to go." Like, and as I got older, I've appreciated those things, and it's just self-love, man. And if anyone's listening and having a hard time understanding, the ego is anytime you get offended by anything, and that it doesn't affect you. I've learned to like. That's your ego. Like that. Like I would like when I got on this live, I said I looked at my face. I was like, damn, I need a cut. I was like, nah, fuck my ego. I ain't worried about it. It is what it is.
And I mean, dude, I never get a cut. I'm notorious for having a nappy beard and wearing Crocs, and them talking about I should be wearing Jordans and Dior sneakers and all this craziness. And I always tell them at the end of it, first of all, those sneakers are ugly. Let's get that out of the way. Number two, I tell them all the time, none of that shit matters, bro. When you boil it all the way down, none of that stuff matters. I do not care if my hairline is where y'all want it to. I don't care. That what I'm happy about right now is that I've lost 14 pounds in 2 weeks.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. I had gash. I was big pun big in like 2022. Congratulations, man. Totally off topic, man. That's such a feat that a lot of people don't come back.
And you know what I did to lose the weight?
Stop running OTR.
That's one. But if you boil down what I truly did is I divorced the drive for the money. Because every time I wanted to work on my health, it was always another account I can be put on that would make sure I couldn't do my regimen. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna eat at this time of day because I'm fasting too, and then they would throw me on something where I'm up all times of night. My adrenals is messed up, my willpower is low. Next thing you know, I'm on a honey bun fix. I can't manage it if you're playing with my schedule. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna pick a job based on my schedule. Well, isn't that a pay cut? No, it's a drastic pay cut.
Yeah,
it's a drastic pay cut. It's lower than what any of you would take. But I had to do it because if I don't have health, what do I care about money?
It's going to go to your next of kin. That's where it's going to go.
Right, and my next of kin ain't shit. They ain't gonna do but smoke it up. My next of kin is gonna spend it on biatches and drugs. They don't care nothing about life. So why would I put myself through that? So then when it comes on here, if you watch back in my egotistical days, if you want to call it that, the only thing I could expand on was money. And then y'all say, well, TB, you don't get the views you're supposed to get no more. Because the truth is, if I would have stuck to the things that got me the views, I would have been dibbling dabbling in the devil's works, and I'd have been doing it for views, and I'd have been unhappy on the inside. I'd have been lashing out at people. I'd have been running crazy jobs that make a certain amount of money. I'd have been doing all these crazy things. I'd have been going back and forth playing in mess. And how is any of that healthy for my mental state? It isn't.
I think, you know, it's a weird situation you put people in. Like, I'm from Southern California. Like, I'm like single mother. Like, mom was at work. I was always by myself. Like, it was always like, here's $200 for school clothes. Make it work, right? I probably grew up in a lot of situations. A lot of us grew up in that situation,
Right.
and then we get money, and then we're in this constant state of need. And I even do it now. Like, I'll even do it now. Like I love Ralph Lauren, the white T-shirts, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're minimalistic. They're my thing, but they're like $50, man. If you catch them at Ross, you hit the lick for like $30.
Right.
And I caught myself like buying them. I'm like, damn, bro, you got two. You ain't even wore yet. Like, you need this. So, like, it's a very, very
Slippery
very.
slope.
You really got to really dig deep into yourself and realize that, like, that sense of need is not as pressing as it was. Like, growing up watching my mom, like, always just like have to need, like, work at Big Lots with the other job, like, watching that, we get the programming. And I think, you know, I was told in therapy, like, you know, whatever you go through is not your fault, but, you know, like, your recovery from it, you know, like, your trauma is not yours. It's not your fault, but you are responsible for fixing it,
For managing it.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
you are responsible for getting rid of that feeling of always needing something.
Yeah.
I always need something.
And the truth is, some stuff is not in. It's not in the cards for you. When these guys come on here and are these people, I'm trying to be gender fluid with that. When these people,
Angelica will kick you out the chat, TV. You better be careful, man. She don't play.
who?
Angelic Storm.
No, I'm the boss, man. Can't nobody kick me out of chat. But yeah, I see what you're saying. But the truth is, y'all are trying to play class games that you are not born in. You want.
I love it, bro. That's a different level of intellect. And like when you talk about, not to cut you off, but when you talk about class, you really get rid of, like, I'm Spanish, you're black. Like, you really you remove that, and
all gone.
It comes down to that reality of that daily reality. Like,
yeah, the fact that you go to work to pay your bills and their assets pay their bills. There's a difference. You're not the same. So the games that they're playing, you should not be playing those freaking games. I'm sorry. Here's some stuff to pop some people's bubbles real quick. If you're working every day, you say you're a chick and you come from round the way. You got a good job in some random corporate banking thing.
Medical assistant. She's a medical assistant.
Yeah, but she's making good money. She got a nice little white crossover. You know, she's cute. She's
good
keeping it together. The truth is, you are not, and I'm gonna say a word that's gonna fuck you up. You are not supposed to get a doctor.
Yeah,
you're not, bro. I'm so sorry. I know you think, well, I should be cute enough. You are discussing sex, not class.
Yeah.
You can get smashed by a doctor
on the Quixie.
On the Quixie.
He gonna pick you. He gonna send a black Uber to you too.
Oh yeah, you can get your cheeks beat by a doctor. You can get your cheeks beat by a surgeon. You can get your cheeks beat by, you know, potential politician type dude before he gets to that point. You can, but you're not supposed to have one. The same thing with dudes. You work a good job. You get a good hourly rate. You have a nice car. You lifted weights. You've lost weight. You've got muscles now. You probably can hit a nice looking chick that's supposed to be with a doctor, but you cannot obtain one. There is a difference between them. And what ends up happening is in 15, 20 years, and you keep getting passed around about these people you're trying to move up to their class, none of them are going to keep you, and you're just going to be old and nuts and fucking crazy. When the truth is, your mother, your father, your grandfather, your uncles were all laborious, hardworking people. How do you know that, TB? Because you're a laborious, hardworking person. And if you were of the class of people that weren't laborious and hardworking, you wouldn't do it because you would look down on it. You would look down. You don't see no Vanderbilts driving trucks, bro. It's not going to happen.
And I think to that too is like when you like you said, and the simple way to say it is out of your league. But I moved from Southern California to Kentucky, and I really absorbed that classism, that difference. Like,
Yeah.
I never, and growing up in California, like, I had this concept in my head, even in like my late 20s, that like so at some point white people got it, right?
Right.
And then I moved to Lexington, Kentucky, and I was like, man, you are down in the dumps, just like the fucking rest of us.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
poor white people were very culture shocked to me, man. Like, it was very like,
Yeah.
damn.
Because
Hey,
the truth is, most of the welfare system are white people because most of the country are white people.
yeah,
So like the real truth that always gets people when they come from California is California operates on the lie that there is no class. But the truth is they run on class heavily. They just lie about it being there.
yeah.
When you get to Lexington, they do not lie about your class. You're just not involved. Like, it's just, they don't even fake like that's a thing. They know they're very old school and follow it. But when it comes down to it, I told a guy one time that was trying to get me, he was talking about, you wouldn't be able to go to a country club. And I tried to explain to him, dude, neither would you.
Yeah, that's always funny when
You don't understand. You can't either, bro. Why not? They would let me in, not without the $200,000 retainer. You need to go to one of those, and they want that in cash. You can't finance it, bro. You can't get in either.
And then and there's nothing to it that's like, what would you talk about if you went to the country club?
That's you know what? Oh my God, Vin.
What are you gonna say to John who lives off his dividends?
What if I was hitting the Vanderbilt? I mean, busting them cheeks. And one day she came out and we were sitting in her villa. And we're done busting cheeks, and today we're just going to chill and have a conversation. What the fuck would I talk to this lady about? What would I talk to her about? Well, so I would tell her, I was thinking about getting a lift for my F-150. She would ask, "What's an F-150?"
Why do you drive yourself? That's what she would ask you.
Why do you drive yourself? So does your driver drive the F-1? She would have. I give you a good one when they asked that politician, how much does a jug of milk cost? And they had no idea.
It's a different. They live in a different world, and that's okay. I don't hate on the people that are blessed. I mean, I think you're not built. I find myself to be stronger than you and built differently, but can't hate on that. I know you're not from me. I know that the girl that was raised by both of her parents and understands reality has made my life easier. Choosing her instead of choosing, the other options that I had. I realized that having someone that you can like just be on the same page with mentally and like within the world, be in the same class to really heighten what you were saying about class.
And everything you said had nothing to do with what? Looks.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing.
My girl bad. I'm my girl bad. So she's listening.
I totally agree, but it has nothing to do with looks. Everything you spoke on have nothing to do with looks. Because here's the truth. If you and her are supposed to be together for the rest of your lives, her looks are going to fade. Looks fade. Why would we be basing our whole strategy on something that's going to fade? It's going to fade. She's not going to look that way in 20 years. So if all you were interested in her on was looks, you don't want her in 10 years. She's not going to look the same.
Yeah.
So
Play the long.
You got to play the long game. When you see Bill pulling Gertrude into the pancake factory when they're 90 years old and they're trying to get the door open, they don't look like shit. But she's still spending his debit card at the thrift store. Like, explain. It's the same shit, bro. She's still buying shit she don't need with his money. So what made him stay there that long?
Because she washes. So my girl washes my clothes in a way that my clothes have never been washed. Like, I grew up washing my clothes from like the age of 6 because my mom was always gone, and I never could wash my clothes, like even like this old dingy Target T-shirt. Like she brings life back into my clothes. So
right.
Like when I put my clothes on, I'm like, it's the smallest like idiosyncrasies that like people don't want to recognize. But it's a hard conversation, man, because the person you're with is really a representation of you, and especially if it's an open relationship and your family knows and your friends know, and if it's not someone that can like stand out or someone that has like a superficial quality to them, if you're trapped in the ego, that's going to affect you. If your girl is not up to the standards that you believe other people should have,
Right.
if all that, then you know it's going to affect you. And once you remove yourself from that, man, it's so much easier. But it is a hard conversation. It is.
It's a hard conversation if you care about the feelings of people who are pieces of shit. That's the truth. The truth is, when I was a piece of shit, I cared about big butts and all that other stuff too. But the truth is, when it comes down to it, where the rubber meets the road, none of that shit is going to actually freaking matter. It's not going to matter, because if you annoy me, I don't care if you look like, you know, insert pretty woman. I don't care what you look like. If you're annoying, you're fucking annoying. That is why Halle Berry is single right now. She's hot. She's been hot for 40 years and nobody's keeping her. Why? Because she's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It's that Jennifer Aniston alone. All of these chicks are alone. Megan Thee Stallion alone. Why? Because you're cat shit fucking crazy. And after a while, after the nut wears off, you're just annoying.
Double entendre.
You're just annoying. Okay, I've busted it a few times. Even the if you go to the male side, the Bow Wows and all these dudes are alone because they're fucking nuts and alone and annoying. At the end of the day, the most important thing to me is loyalty, and if you're annoying, that's it.
I always trip out on rich people, like in Northern California, like Robin Williams has a bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always, whenever like a celebrity like unalives themselves,
Mm-hmm.
my first thought is like fam, you had it, you had everything that people want, you had all the money, and you killed yourself.
Right, which is proof of what?
That's where I go like right away. I'm like, oh, you had, and Robin Williams, from my understanding of what was put on the internet, his kids didn't want him, right? Or his kids wanted nothing to do with him. Forgive me if I'm speaking incorrectly. I love Robin Williams. But that always goes back to me, and it's always a testament to be like, yeah, man, you can have the Scrooge McDuck gold coins,
mm-hmm.
and then you can go sit on a doorknob with something around your neck. Like that's such a crazy thing. Like, you know, people with all this money, they check out.
Yeah, most of the Karens we see have a bunch of money. They're not poor. Most of those Karens we see really flipping out are in super nice neighborhoods, just batshit crazy nuts and just mad. And Robin Williams also was a major drug addict too.
Yeah, because that. Imagine having all the bread. Imagine having all the money, and you can't pick up the phone and call your mom. Well, I'm assuming she's still here with you, or your son can't call you and tell you how his day was. Like that has to be fucking crippling. Like crippling.
Yeah.
Like
it's really crippling with copious amounts of cocaine on top of it. I mean, Keith Ledger, drugs. Prince, drugs. Michael Jackson, drugs. I mean, James Brown, drugs. Rick James, drugs. The guy that played Omar on The Wire, drugs. And it's like, dude, they can have everything in the world, but if you're freaking unhappy, the money's not gonna fix it, bro. And I know that y'all think it will, but it will not.
I have a theory that it'll make it worse. And
I agree.
You'll fall to the vices because no one's telling you no. Look at Kanye.
Dude, can you imagine how good the cocaine is from, let's say you're on the street and you're doing little baggies of cocaine. Can you imagine how good the cocaine is once you're like in Hollywood and you're a millionaire and you're connected?
Yeah, the coke in North Hollywood, the drip is it's not as bitter as it was. At least it was in 2017.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I haven't done coke in a while, but I will say that I never got to the point where I was near it, like in Hollywood, because I come from the South. But what I remember about doing coke and smelling it, tasting it, and being around it is that it was just, I just knew that it was like this isn't for me. This is not something that I want to do. But then again, I've never had the Bentley of cocaine either, so I don't fucking know.
That's not for us, man. And when we did step into it, if you took a personal inventory at the time, you wouldn't like the inventory. You wouldn't like the situation. If you go like me, when I go back to 2017 and I was in North Hollywood, like dating Armenian girls and trying to be like I'm from Long Beach, like the 562 area of LA, so like Southeast LA. and I would make my way up to North Hollywood, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd have a jean jacket on that I really couldn't afford, and I'd be out there with the Armenians and just doing my thing. And everyone thought I was Armenian because I had like a big beard at the time, and
Right.
I was fitting in. I was camouflaging really, really well. Like I was in Sherman Oaks, Van Nuys, right? These beautiful Armenian women, and we're doing coke and stuff. And then I drive home Sunday, and I go back to the apartment where me and my grandma and like 3 cousins stay, and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Why'd I spend $450 at EP and LP in North Hollywood? Why'd I do that?
Yeah, it's all in the freaking mind. I feel the same way about cars. If you're driving a truck or doing a forklift all day, I don't understand why you're in a fancy car. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
Why-
that repo will set you straight. One repo will do you right. I'll tell you that much.
These people now are having $1,400 car notes, bro.
Even if I had
fuck, $1,400 a month for a car to get women that don't like you.
Even if I had it, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't feel comfortable in this economy. It's an election year. Look who we got to pick from. Like you about to give that out every month.
It's just stupid. It's just I don't know no other way to say, but it's just dumb. How many hours do you have to work to come up with $1,400?
That equation that you was laying out yesterday on the live, I was like, oh, okay. Even me, man. I got the Jeep, and they get me for like $538, and that I'm just like, it's not killing me, but like
annoying.
Giving you half a rack or a full rack after I give the Geico his money. I'm like, damn.
It's stupid, bro. It gets to the point where Ford always says, "Hey, man, turn that F-150 in," and I'm always telling them, "You kiss my ass, no."
How many miles you got on it?
I have 100 flat, and it's a 2014. It just hit 100 last month.
What's their thing? Their thing is a transmission or electronics? Who's the electronic problems?
No, that's not Ford. You're discussing GM and Dodge. Ford, which actually built the country, let's be patriotic, and is the best truck in the world. I have no recalls on my truck, not one. The only problem that I would say is a problem is that they rust out. That you can't duck, but it is what it is.
Hey, I moved to Kentucky. I'm from California to Kentucky. First time I ever seen rust on a car.
Yeah, y'all don't have that in Cali.
Cause you get pulled over for that. Like me and my girl will be driving, and we'll see someone driving with like no windows in their car, tape on the car. I'm like, yo, if we were in Bellflower, he's getting pulled over and he's getting cited for indecent exposure or some wild shit like that.
No, not down the county. You can pretty much do anything you want.
I've learned that.
You can do anything you want. Hold on, I gotta call some other people in here, Devin. I appreciate you, buddy. Don't do drugs. Be happy, dog.
Always.
What I figured out with most people is that if you have this real conversation with them, they are not going to like it. And let me tell you, I totally understand. We have that other 50, so I will be opening the phone lines for anyone else. And I understand that. But if you want to know why people are not dating truck drivers, it is because you as a truck driver are trying to date people who don't want truck drivers. And you can believe it or not, but there are people who want truck drivers. We know they do because truck drivers have kids and they are married and they're all of that. So the truth is, are you swinging above your league? That would be the question. And are you offended by the fact that your league isn't up there? Oh, well, I'm not swinging above my league. I mean, nothing's above my league. That's bullshit. That's some basic bitch shit that you picked up on a video. That's not true. If that was to be true, you'd be hitting all the things you want to hit. And you're not. And then it's like, oh, what can I do? What do you mean, what can you do? You can get to work and I guess up your status in some way. Right? That would be the thing. But then you're thinking, nah, hard work, that can't be it. You're thinking, how can I get there without doing the work? And the truth is, you can't. can't get there without doing the work. You're gonna have to do the work. You're gonna have to figure out how to. I mean, if we're talking from a conversation of can you get up there, you're gonna have to figure out how to up your status. Would be the first thing you have to do. You would have to make the money. You would have to get good with the money. You would have to invest in the proper thing. You would have to get the nice car. You would have to get the body that they want. You have to get the horse teeth, the prosthetic. You have to get the veneers. You have to get the, you have to get all that shit done. And then go out there and see if you like what you just did all that hard work for. That would probably be what you're going to have to do. But you're not trying to hear any of that conversation. That would require you to take some accountability, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? All of us, me included, all of us ducked the school route. All of us ducked the school route. The Pell Grant was there for everybody. You could have went and got a finance degree. You probably couldn't have got an Ivy League one, but you could have got something in finance. You didn't want to do school when you got out of high school, did you? That's why you didn't do it. All of us could have got out of high school, went to the military for 2 to 4 years, or got into the reserves, got our college paid for, and been what we wanted to be. We acting like we don't remember that simple fact. You didn't sign up for the military. A lot of the ones talking shit that are 25 and 26 years old, you can sign up for the military right now. The cutoff for the military is 36 years old. So why aren't y'all putting your trucks up and going to sign up for the military? The military with the GI Bill will pay for your school. Yeah, they'll pay for your school. So if you want to go back to school and get that prestige, why don't you go into the military and get the school to pay for your military? And get to pay for your college. Then years down the line and a lot of hard work, you could probably get that degree you want and have that prestige you think you want so badly. But the truth is you don't want to do that. How do I trick the people that are above me to want me? That's the question you're really asking me. How do I do that? And the truth is, man, you can't. I'm always going to lead with the hard way to do it. You got to do the hard work. If you are not interested in doing that hard work, what you say you want probably is not going to happen. That's the truth. Now, you may be some 6'7" super attractive dude where it don't matter what job you have and you get all the women. But if you're asking me that question, it's safe to say you're not that. You're not that. That's not your reality. Yeah, the excuse is I have an issue with authority. Then you have an issue with winning. Yeah, you have an interest because if you're not winning right now, you're going to have to be under somebody's authority to learn to win. Well, I want to learn to win without dealing with authority. Well, usually that doesn't happen. Even when you came into driving trucks, you had a trainer. He was the authority over you. Right? Right? You had no problem learning it then. You were okay with authority in that sense. I know that's probably why most of y'all argue with me, because I'll say something and you don't like the tone that I have, and I don't give a shit. That's the truth. I don't care. You asked me a question, I answered it. In my opinion, you can take it or leave it. But everybody has an authority in some way. Well, nah, I don't have no authority. You get pulled over to a cop, he's the authority. I think he's the authorities. You go to court, the judge is the authority. The government is the authority. None of y'all are free from the government, so what the hell are you talking about? Just because you're the person that can't figure out how to deal with authority, you will reap what you sow on that decision. Yeah, feelings don't make money, bro. Feelings don't make money. So if you keep the streets are exempt, though. No, they're not. They're not exempt from authority. They are under authority. They have rules. The streets got rules just like anything. Any other job has rules. It's just that instead of getting fired, you get killed. Everybody look up to somebody. And me personally, I'm just not someone that's going to come on here and just bullshit you. I am not here to bullshit you. I'm just going to tell you the freaking truth. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to tell you the freaking truth. And it is up to you to take what I'm saying in or out. And I can get what I'm saying could be really annoying if you don't like to hear it. But you can't guilt somebody into liking you. You can't do that. So it's just that freaking simple. I'm TB. I'm not gonna hold y'all up too long. I just wanted to speak on that matter. Don't do drugs. Be happy. And if you didn't like this live, kill yourself. Like, I'm not gonna say and be mad at you. Don't do drugs, man. I'll see y'all next week.